Montreal versus Pittsburgh, Game 3 tonight. Are we going to get Carey Price standing on his head and the Habs stealing the show, or is it going to be another snooze fest where Pittsburgh shuts them down again? Let's find out. I'll give my preview and my prediction coming up with it. What's up, guys? It's Mr. Mediocre himself, every Leafs fan's least favorite YouTuber, Open Ice Hits with Scotty 2 Hockey, giving something that I haven't put out on the channel in ages, my preview and prediction for tonight's game. Well, as far as the preview goes, I think the Habs are going to play well tonight. There are players for the Montreal Canadiens that have been lackluster, to say the least, in this series, and that need to find their feet, need to find their game. It's been 2 games now. It's third time's the charm, in my opinion. I think Jonathan Drouin is going to step up tonight and have a much better game. I think Philip Deneau is going to step up tonight, have a much better game, and that top line for the Montreal Canadiens will perform much better. Game 1 was super exciting. The Habs won 3-2. It was a close back-and-forth game. Habs won in overtime. Jeff Petrie stepped up. Both of the young guns scored in the game. Jesperi Kotkaniemi and Nick Suzuki scored in regulation. The Habs won that game. It was all great. Then in Game 2, we've seen a whole different game. We've seen what Pittsburgh can truly do to Montreal if Montreal is not ready. Pittsburgh had the Habs shut down in the last game. The only high note from the last game, the only bright spot was Jesperi Kotkaniemi scored a goal. Other than that, there was nothing really good to take away from that. Pittsburgh always had 3 men back. They were always ready for the Habs rush, and the Habs weren't ready for it. They didn't have defensemen jumping in on the rush. Jeff Petrie wasn't jumping in on the rush the way I was expecting. They were getting lost in Pittsburgh's zone. They were trying to dump the puck in, dump and chase it, especially that top line, Deneau, Gallagher, Tatar. And every single time they'd get it into Pittsburgh's zone, Pittsburgh would manage to get that puck back, either clear it out right away or pass it off and generate some offense coming up the other way. And the Habs just couldn't seem to get around that. The whole game was like it. The Pittsburgh Penguins put on a defensive show and absolutely shut down the Montreal Canadiens. But I do not think that will be the case tonight. I think the Habs are going to win this game tonight, and I think they're going to win the game 4-1. I think Jesperi Kotkaniemi and Nick Suzuki will train the way they're training. They will have an excellent game. Whether or not they will score, that's yet to be determined. But I really feel tonight is going to be Drouin's night. I know a lot of fans are probably going to laugh at me and say, dude, he's been a bum in this series, and I completely understand why. But he's from Quebec. You can tell he's frustrated. We've seen what he can do in the playoffs in Tampa. I got a feeling tonight's Drouin's night to shine, and he's going to step up. He's going to score 2, maybe even 3 goals. It's a Super Bowl prediction, but you're hearing it right here now. I feel Drouin's at the very least going to have a couple points, a goal and an assist. I feel Drouin's going to be a big contributor tonight. He hasn't deserved the top 6 minutes he's been getting. Jesperi Kotkaniemi's only played 12 minutes a game, and he's already got 2 goals, leading the teams in goals. He's a +2. Drouin is a -2. He has 0 points as far as, let me check now. I'm pretty sure Drouin doesn't have any points in this series, but he's a -2 in this series, and he hasn't been doing anything at all production-wise. So I got a feeling that if anybody's going to step up tonight, it's going to be Jonathan Drouin in tonight's game, and I'm going to look right now at his playoff numbers. In this playoff so far, where are they to? He doesn't have any points so far in his playoffs, and he has 1 shot on goal. He's also a -1, not a -2, so Jonathan Drouin overall has not had a good series. He's played a lot more minutes than Jesperi Kotkaniemi, around about the same amounts of minutes as Nick Suzuki, and he just hasn't performed. He's one of those guys that had to step up. I think Max Domi, the defense, all that stuff will be good, but I feel certain players tonight will put this team on their back and get the Habs over the hump. Carey Price has been excellent in this playoff series. Absolutely excellent. He's only played 2 games, but he has a .949 save percentage and a 1.82 goals against. He's looking like the Carey Price of 14-15, and if any goalie can stay consistent and stay trending as an excellent goalie and carry you far into the playoffs, it's Carey Price. And I have a feeling tonight he's going to do a great job. He may let in 1 goal. Like I said, my prediction is 4-1. But even if he lets in more than that, I feel the Habs scoring will help him out tonight. It didn't help him out last game. It didn't really show up a ton in Game 1 either. Thankfully, Carey Price stood on his toes, was excellent in the first period, completely stole that first period. The Habs are lucky they got out of the first period of Game 1, not being down 3-0, let alone up 1-0. So Carey Price definitely stole that game in Game 1, and the Habs could barely muster 3 goals. It took them overtime to get the 3rd goal, and in this Game 2, they only had 1 goal. So tonight, the offense has to step up, and my prediction is Jonathan Drouin is going to have a big game. The defense is going to stay solid. That top line of Shea Weber and I believe it's Ben Schropp playing with Shea Weber. That top line is going to stay solid. Jeff Petrie needs to join in on the rush more. When the Habs are coming up the ice, the Pittsburgh Penguins may have 3 people back all the time. You need a defenseman to join the rush. You need to create that offense in the Pittsburgh zone. You can't just have Pittsburgh getting the puck and immediately clearing it out, and then the Habs are running around with chickens like their heads cut off trying to figure out what they're going to do after that. That's not the game I want to see tonight. What I want to see tonight is fluid back and forth hockey, solid defense, limit Pittsburgh's shots to the outside, don't give them quality attempts. Carey Price has to be solid, which I believe he will, and players that have been lackluster like Philip Deneau and Jonathan Drouin really need to step up into tonight's game, and my prediction is Jonathan Drouin is going to have a hell of a game. Jesperi Kotkaniemi, Nick Suzuki, Yoel Armia, all the other players should play good in tonight's game, and the defense should be solid. The goaltending should show up, and I think the Habs are going to have an excellent game and win the game 4-1. That's not even biased. That's not even just because I'm a Habs fan. Because coming into this series, it's clear I picked Pittsburgh to win this series in 5 games. But the way Carey Price is playing and how competitive it's been, I got a feeling tonight Montreal is going to win it. We'll see what happens after that. But my prediction for tonight's game is 4-1. Excellent game from Drouin. Excellent game from Price. The young guns show up. The defense is solid, and Habs get the job done. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I know this is a little bit rough. It's been a long time since I've done a preview and prediction video. It's been actual months. Usually I just do the game reaction video when I talk about prospects and stuff. But I really am pumped for tonight's game, so I had to do a preview and prediction and see if I'm right. Let's hope I'm right. You guys can watch the video, and if Drouin does have a big game or a terrible game, you can come back and praise me or razz me in the comment section. And if you can, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're getting closer and closer to 600. Maybe one day we'll even reach 1K. Who knows? This is Open Ice Hits with Scotty 2 Hockey. Have a great day wherever you're to, folks. Over and out.